Talk Ottawa on Monday, the state of nursing home care in this city. The population is aging and more private companies are getting into the business of caring for the elderly. Is this helping or hindering the health of our elders? That's Talk Ottawa on Monday, a presentation of Rogers Television, Channel 22, exclusively on cable.
Whoa. What are you doing?
Playing hide and go seek.
That's hide and seek? I found you in 2 seconds. Get out of there. If you want to win this game, you got to do a lot better than that. Right? Come on. Get in. Hustle. Now that's the way you play the game.
There are 30 reasons not to miss the 2004 National Capital Race Weekend. 9 great events, thrilling crowds, world-class athletes, and much more. Rogers Television is proud to present the National Capital Race Weekend, May 28th, 29th, and 30th. Celebrate the 30th anniversary of the ING Ottawa Marathon with a new course and a new date. Call 234-2221 or visit ncm.ca for details. The 30th Annual National Capital Race Weekend, presented by the Ottawa Citizen.
Mark, next week in the Big Bad Sports Show, we're going to talk about the Sens and the Leafs. You all right?
Yeah. Sens and Leafs.
Sens and Leafs. Mark's going to be all right Monday at 7.
Don't try that one.
And welcome back to Algonquin College, Woodruff campus in the nation's capital for the second half of our doubleheader, the National Capital All-Star Classic. And this game is the one that everyone has come out to see. We've got a packed place here at Ronport Athletic Complex, and it's the seniors putting on a showcase. And we got our eyes on a couple of players that will be going to Ottawa U next year. Dax Desereau and Lionel Saint-Hill of your school, Louis Riel.
Blessed with 2 gifts like that for 4 years. It's been awesome. Dax Desereau, he's a man among boys. He's definitely 6'8", 235 pounds, not an ounce of fat on him, and he has just begun to hit the weights. He'll be a very big inside force, and you know what? I think he'll contribute right away next year. Now Lionel Saint-Hill, he's just absolutely explosive. Someone's getting posterized tonight. There's no doubt. So it should be a lot of fun. That's what I'm waiting for, too. I've been waiting for this the whole time.
As you take a look at the Western Conference All-Star members being introduced, that's Stephen Bell of Woodruff High School, Mike Ackpin of the Nepean Knights, number 11, Rajiv Gosin of the Glebe Griffins, number 12, Randall Joseph of AY Jackson. Number 21, Tyrell Henry of Mother Teresa High School. There's 22, Josh Peters. He's from AY Jackson, the second member of AY Jackson on this club. Number 23, Julian Schultz of the Nepean Knights. A heavy Nepean influence in this club. Number 25, John Delahunt of Holy Trinity. Number 32, Dwayne Johnson of the Woodruff Tigers. Number 33, Remy Simpson of Glebe. And number 44, Jordan Pleat of the Sir Robert Borden Bengals. The Western Club is coached by Dean Petrides of Sir Robert Borden, and his assistant coach is Scott Symes of the Nepean Knights.
Dean Petrides was saying how he's trying to get Coke to sponsor this SRB team next year. I don't know if he's going to have any luck with that, but he's going after the big sponsors. He has some big plans for the Bengals next year.
And there's a look at the Western Conference All-Stars. They'll be wearing the red jerseys. And right now, the Eastern Conference All-Stars are being introduced. Shamarki Ishmael of the Ridgemont Spartans. A look at the number 5, Kevin O'Hearn of the St. Max Tigers. Chris Barb of Canterbury High School. Number 11 now, Saeed Farah of Ridgemont High School. There's number 12, Tyson Wilson of the St. Patrick's Irish. Number 21, Herbert Thompson. Number 22, Chris Reed. He's also from St. Matt's, the Tigers, well represented in both All-Star games. Number 23, Dwayne Edwards of the Ridgemont Spartans. Number 25, Mike Kalinda of Rideau High School fame. There's number 32, the Ottawa U player, Dax Dessereau, 6'8". Number 33, Eric Gallus of the St. Matt's Tigers. And last but certainly not least, number 44, Léonel Saint-Ile of Les Rebelles de Louis Riel. Head coach, my partner, Andre Desjardins, as you've heard us talk about throughout this broadcast. The head coaches of the Eastern All-Stars, as you take a look at the lineup: Richard Sutton of Ridgemont High School and Jason Wren of the St. Matt's Tigers. So this one should be quite an explosive affair.
Just looking at the starting lineup for the East All-Stars, they've got O'Hearn, Sharmarky playing the 1-2 spot. They've got Leonel, Eric Gallus, and Dax Dessereau. That in itself is a formidable lineup.
You got a couple of guys that are well over 6'5". Dax Dessereau, 6'7". Leonel Saint-Ile. Actually, Leonel Saint-Ile, 6'7". Dax Dessereau, 6'9". And you say he's not done growing.
No, he's been at the doctor recently, and his growth plates are still open. He's only 17 years old at 6'9", 235 pounds. So he's just a sponge. You spend time with him. If you could see where he was 2 years ago to where he is now, it's unbelievable. It's probably the player I've seen progress the most in that shortest span.
Well, we'll get a chance to hear from Ottawa GG's head coach Dave DeVero later on in this broadcast, and I'm sure he's just happy to see this guy suiting up in the garnet and gray next season. So there it is. The Eastern Conference All-Stars in the black uniforms, the Western Conference All-Stars in the red. And to tip this one off will be Leonel Saint-Ile, number 44, and number 22, Josh Peters, representing A.Y. Jackson. Folks, we are set to go. It's showtime. Tip won by Josh Peters. There's Randall Joseph. Back out to Peters. And the ball is last touched. And there's Dessereau scraping his knees and everything, trying to get the loose ball. Pass out to Shamarki Ishmael. And Ishmael's first shot falls. Ishmael, a shooter out of Ridgemont High School. He's a combo guard, point guard, shooting guard, and he led his team in scoring this season. More on him later.
Plays in the guardsman system. He's well coached. He understands how to play. He's been playing for Billy Arden for many years. He's a good player.
Averaging 22 points a game for the Ridgemont Spartans, coached by Richard Sutton, his coach on this All-Star squad. There's Mike Kenny.
This definitely looks like a Dean Petrita's coach team. Very patient, moving the ball, looking for the best shot. He's done a good job for such a short period of time of coaching, perhaps six practices, so that's very good.
Kevin O'Hearn, that pass intended to Leonel Saint-Ile and kept in bounds by number 22, Josh Peters. There's Mike Kenny, the board and guard. Nice move, and he'll get called for the foul, or foul called against him. And that foul on number 5, Kevin O'Hearn of the St. Matt's Tigers. As you take a look at 16-year-old Mike Kenny, grade 11 student. That shot won't fall. Loose ball picked up by number 5, Kevin O'Hearn. Quick release and an alley-oop to Saint-Ile. That would have looked pretty. A reverse dunk off the alley-oop feed, I tell you. The guy's got hops.
People have been on the wrong end of that many times.
There's Mike Kenny. Off to big Josh Peters. John Delahunt. certainly a contrast in both clubs. The East looks like it's a run and gun squad, where the West club wants to slow it down and work the ball around. Giant rebound picked up by St. Hill. There's Eric Gallus. His shot won't fall. And a good hustling play by St. Hill to pick up the loose ball, and a big jam by St. Hill.
That's what we're waiting for.
Flexing. Oh my. He took off from beyond, from just inside the key, rather. Holy smokes.
There should be a few more of those before the night's done.
Rebound picked up by Eric Gallus of St. Matt's. His pass intended to Ishmael. Here's Kevin O'Hearn driving. Shot won't fall. The tip-in picked up by St. Hill. He retains possession. O'Hearn now.
Nice
out
find.
to Ishmael. Back
See,
out to Gallus.
You just see how the East moves that much quicker than the West does right now.
But a great defensive play by number 44, Jordan Pleat. Mike Kenny. The dish inside to Peters. And he is rejected by the Ottawa U bound Dax Desero.
That's a new addition for him. Shot blocking only came after Christmas. His timing was always off, but he's starting to understand how to do that.
And Desero, not just a one-star athlete, he's also a great volleyball player, from what I'm told.
Tremendous volleyball player. Two weeks into being at our school, into the league actually, the volleyball, junior boys volleyball league, I received a call from the Laval coach, which is a top 5 team every single year and have won many championships, the CIS, asking about him. But to my content, he responded, I want to play basketball.
Did he have a choice, though, with you coaching?
Oh, he did.
I'm being facetious. Well, it's a great thing for the nation's capital. We'll be seeing a lot more of Desero for the next 4 or 5 years with the Ottawa GGs. Meanwhile, we've got ourselves a ball game, folks. It's 4-3 in the early stages. The East leading and the West keeping on top of things, not allowing the East to break it wide open. Some changes also in both lineups. We'll get to those in a moment. Chris Bard of Canterbury out to Chris Reed of the St. Matt's Tigers.
Should be a good matchup here between Steven and Tyson, both very quick guards.
Back out to Reed. And a foul on number 21 of the Western All-Stars. That's Tyrell Henry, representing Mother Teresa. Mike Kalinda out to Tyson Wilson. A couple of moves, and he's called for steps. And credit the defense of Stephen Bell of Woodruff High School. Bell now with some quickness going to the hoop. His shot is short. And great hustling on the part of the Western All-Stars. Here's Herbert Thompson. Steps on the line, and it'll be Western possession.
Herbert's one of those rare talents. He has no clue how good he could be. We've had the pleasure of playing against this team 2 times this year, and he's very athletic and shoot the ball, and he's got great grades. He's going to U of T next year. I hope for him he can make the team.
Tyson Wilson with a behind-the-back pass intended for number 25, Mike Kalinda. Other way now, number 23 with a wild shot, Julius Schultz of Nepean, leading to another East fast break. And, well, this one a game for the Follies. Up and down and really no control from both squads. Three minutes and 17 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And a foul on number 22, Chris Reed, against Chris Reed, rather.
A couple of players to watch in the game right now is for the East, number 25, Mike Kalinda out of Rito. He's a tremendous player with a great upside. He's an interesting story, too. He works full-time, goes to school full-time, and is a great player, and he's succeeding well in school. So he's
full-time student.
Full-time student.
Wow.
Full-time work. and he'll be going to college a man way ahead of his years. And then Dwayne Johnson for the West, number 32. He was a provincial team player this past summer. Again, he has to work on his shooting, but again, he's also got a body ahead of everybody else and is a great open court player. So let's look for those two right now to start lighting things up.
There's Stephen Bell, in case some of you are saying there's a canny resemblance to one Jonathan Bell. That's his younger brother. And just as quick and probably as good a shooter. And a great bucket by Mike Akpan, representing the Nepean Knights. And we've got a tie ball game, folks. Knotted up at 5 in the early stages of this senior all-star game. Nice scoop shot by Herbert Thompson, representing Lisgar Collegiate. Thompson, a 6'2" guard, hopes to attend Carleton University once he graduates. Averaging 25 points for the Lisgar Lords this season.
It's a tough foul on Herbert.
There's Bell. Out to number 10, Mike Akpan. Akpan with some great moves. That's number 32. And you mentioned the West just kicking. Great shot. Loose ball picked up by number 23. Wow, not by Julian. He's got to show more control in this game.
Hey, he's not shy, eh? Shooting
play on number 25, Kalinda, send free throw line. Johnson representing the Woodruff Tigers. The Tigers made their way, were supposed to make their way back into OFSA, but they were upset on their way there, weren't they?
Yes, there was several upsets this year. There was that was a big one.
We'll
for
get to your
AA.
school in a second and see exactly what happened in the AAA championship.
But they couldn't hit any shots, and Shamarky made some shots for Ridgemont, which was very big for them.
That's Dwayne Edwards losing control of this one.
Crazy behind the back pass was ineffective on that one.
Tyrell Henry now. And a kickball violation, so it'll be West possession. Now, as more changes come in, let's get to what happened to the Louis Riel Rebelle this season. You guys were the favorite to move on to the AAA championship, but you lost a tough one to St. Matt's in the final, 60-57, and both your big guns were somewhat shut down.
Well, I wouldn't say shut down. Leo finished with 28 and 15. The problem was we turned the ball over 20 times. When you turn the ball over, you give up a lot of points. They didn't shoot the ball particularly well, but they had 20 more possessions than we did. So we didn't get what we should have gotten. We had probably a young backcourt due to injury, and that hurt us in the long run. And I will say this. Jason Wren did a great job with the St. Matt's kids, and they just wanted it way more than we did that night. They just hustled after every loose ball, and O'Hearn was the skip of the ship who took care of the ball the whole time.
Now, last season, you guys came in second, winning silver at OFSA. Were the players thinking, you know what, this one's in the bag, we're going back to OFSA before meeting St. Matt's?
No, I don't think they ever thought it was really in the bag. I think maybe our younger guys did, because we had players such as Leo and Dax, but I'll tell you what, Leo and Dax probably carried this team more than I've ever seen in the past couple of years. They wanted it bad, but two guys don't always make it. You know, you need somebody to give you the ball, and you need to take care of it.
Back to the action now. That's number 23, Dwayne Edwards. Out to St. Cyr. That's number 11, Saeed Farah. His shot is short. And this one's a close ball game. After almost a quarter of play, there's under 20 seconds to play. It's a 2-point lead from the Eastern All-Stars. And Mike Kenny will hold it back for one final shot. 8 seconds and counting. Kenny kicks it out to his teammate. One last chance, and it won't drop. The buzzer goes, so after 8 minutes of play, the East leads it 7-6. 7-5 over the West All-Stars.
Just another reminder, there's a raffle going on right now.
Well, it looked like in the early going, the Eastern club would run roughshod over the West club, but the West has really maintained composure in this game, Andre.
You know what? They've really slowed the game down. You can see when East get the ball, boom, it's up the court in a hurry. They're running. They're hoping to get some slam dunks. They're hoping to get a quick shot in the bucket and then let their defense take over. But the West, as I said at the top of the game, if Mike Kenny can control the ball and just move it and make sure we run their offense, they're going to be in the game. And sure enough, it's 7-5. It's a close one.
Well, we've mentioned your two students, Dax Desereau and Lionel Saint-Hill. Other than these two, I mean, let's look at the Western All-Stars as we take a look at them. Who do you know from that club that should shine in this game?
Well, Dwayne Johnson is definitely the player to watch in the West. He's played provincial. He's got a man's body.
Certainly
he
has
can
the
take it
physique
around.
of a
He can play inside and out. He's definitely the player to watch. And Mike Kenny. Mike Kenny is an intelligent player. I mean, I know he's had a few battles with some illnesses, so his weight has shifted up and shifted down, but he seems to be healthy and playing well again. So,
all right, we are set to go. Second quarter action. There's Dax Desereau taking this one right to the hoop. Nice layup for the big man. Heading to Ottawa U next season, giving his team a 4-point lead. It is 9-5 for the East club. As you take a look at Desereau, nice movement.
would have liked to have seen a little baby hook.
14 points for Desereau, who averaged this season. His teammate, Lionel Saint-Hill, with the putback. Now you say Saint-Hill might be going to Ottawa U next season?
Yeah, he's got a few options. He's got Memorial out east, who's really interested in having him. He's got a couple of looks in the States.
How much influence do you have over where he decides to go?
You know what? I've been true with all my kids. I mean, I'd love to have them stick around some more because I've enjoyed coaching them for so long, and they're great kids. But I want them to go somewhere where they're going to be happy and they're going to, follow their dreams. So whatever they decide, I'll be happy. Of course, I'm happy Dax is coming. Would I be doubly happy if Lionel comes? Very happy. That just puts us up another notch, I think, for a university season next year.
You know, a couple of years ago when Gentil was thinking of going either to Ottawa or Carleton, when he finally decided on Carleton, they asked him why, and he said, I've got a chance to win 5 national championships. So far, he's 2 for 2. Wouldn't that enter into the equation with a guy like Lionel Saint-Hill, knowing the talent you have at Ottawa U and a chance to, get the program in the national spotlight and perhaps win a championship or 2?
Definitely. I think that is what is of interest. I mean, our head coach, Dave DeVero, has showed a lot of interest in him. I've really pushed him along, trying to get him to, stay focused in school, and good things will happen as long as you take care of them. And I think that's been a hard lesson for him. And that's why he came back this year, to work on his grades so he can go to university and get the education that he wants.
Back to the action. Here's Remy Simpson taking this one to the hoop. Had to go over a couple of tall trees to get that shot off. And it fell short of the mark. East leading it by 6, 11-5. Rajiv Gosin out to Mike Kenny. And the West having all kinds of trouble getting that ball, trying to get the ball inside. As you take a look at Desereau coming over for the double team.
It's a big body to run into.
It certainly is. And it's Desereau's foul as well. So more changes, wholesale changes from the Western Conference All-Stars. Head coaches Dean Petridis and Scott Symes looking for more height and physique in the lineup to go against Desereau and Saint-Hill and Eric Gallus.
Well, the East is up 11-5, and I think if the West is not careful and don't take care of the ball, this could easily turn into a double, a triple, a quadruple of the score. And that's what's been said all along this year, that the East should dominate the West. And now, if that will happen, we shall see. But right now the East is, or sorry, the West is controlling the ball, not allowing the East to get all the easy buckets they were expecting to get.
Saeed Farah unable to control that one. Loose ball picked up by Randall Joseph of A.Y. Jackson. So the West regains possession, and now Stephen Bell with a bit of full court pressure easily beats his man. And he draws the foul. Bell with uncanny resemblance to his older brother, who represented St. Francis Xavier University this past season. Of course, the St. FX X-Men meeting the Carleton Ravens in the CIS National Championship, and a game that featured some 7 local players from both clubs. You look at St. FX, represented by John Bell and Gary Gallimore, both former Woodruff High School players, and Dion Williams from St. Pat's, and of course the Ravens with a lot of Ottawa talent. Oswald Gentil, Jean-Emmanuel Jean-Marie from Samuel Genet, Ryan Bell of Colonel By, and Josh Poirier of the Nepean Knights. Yeah. So Ottawa is somewhat of a hotbed of hoops talent.
It really is, and it's funny, and people talk about where the talent comes from. They're always talking about the West Coast. They're always talking about Toronto and Montreal, of course, to be where you get the players. Well, I'll tell you what, you get a lot of great university players here in the city of Ottawa. They're well coached, the programs are great. You got Dave Smart runs the Guardsman program. You got the Ottawa Phoenix with Andy Waterman. Then you got the Wolverine system, which is a really good system. One of the largest in Canada. In fact, one of the largest clubs in North America.
Wow. And it's something that I didn't have in my days, these club teams. And, you know, the only ball I played was in high school, and these kids get to play up to some 60 games, depending on how many games their high schools are involved in, and the club level as well.
We got a timeout here with Dean. In fact, just on that last play there where Chris Reed was running after that loose ball, I don't think I've ever seen Dean Petridis move so quickly in his 5 years at Carleton. I tell you what, Dave's probably sitting over there thinking, if I would have had that quickness, Petridis could have been a player.
The fans being entertained in this game. And as I keep mentioning, it's a packed gym at the Ron Court Athletic Complex on the campus of Carleton University. This game draws out the fans coming out to see the cream of the crop in terms of senior talent in the city of Ottawa. Back to the action. There's Stephen Bell. 5 minutes remaining in the first half. And a close ball game. The West has really brought it down to a crawl with their passing game. But here come the East. Dwayne Johnson.
2 Phoenix players going after each other.
Johnson with a great spin move. Out to Saeed Farah. Farah with a spot-up jumper, gets it to fall. Farah representing the Ridgemont Spartans, coached by Richard Sutton. Ridgemont representing the AA, was the AA representative in the city of Ottawa that went to OFSA. Matter of fact, they were the only team to win a game. They went 3 games, losing the final one to Ernestown. But Shamarki Ishmael was the leading scorer in OFSA.
Yeah, they had a great run at Perth. I watched one of their games. Shamarki was truly a very good player for them. And Saeed Farah actually can really shoot the ball, number 11 for the East team. He did a nice job down there as well. I mean, they might have been a little bit over their heads since they were 4 and 6 during the year. But Richard did a great job. I'm sure they enjoyed the experience out in Perth, out in the country.
As you take a look at Dwayne Edwards, the Ridgemont product, lists Tracy McGrady and Michael Jordan as his favorite basketball players, and the Orlando Magic as his favorite NBA team.
In fact, he kind of looks like Tracy McGrady if you look at him.
He does.
I bet you'd love to have the lucrative contract.
East leading this one 15-7. As you take a look at Stephen Bell, nice entry pass to number 32. Dwayne Johnson gets it to fall, and the gap is cut to 6 points. Tyson Wilson of the St. Pat's Irish. As Johnson decides to pop it from 3, well off the mark. Loose ball picked up by Chris Reed, unable to control that one.
Right now, I'm finding the East is having a hard time running any half-court offense. If they're not getting easy shots, they're not getting anything. The West is doing a great job of running a few sets.
Well, the West looked like the more physical club in this one, as Stephen Bell with an errant pass in this one. And I'm not sure what that was, a self-pass and rebound.
Well, I'll tell you what video that's
Tyson
from.
Wilson.
Hot Sauce from Atlanta on
Yeah.
N1 video. I've seen that one before. Except he ran a little bit more smoothly than Tyson Wilson did.
And you know, I've never been a fan of that. It looks great on television, but these aren't the fundamentals that will make you into a ball player. It's great if you're playing outdoors and 3-on-3, but to be doing that in the basketball game, I'm not sure. Then again, this is an all-star game, so.
Well, I think the one player that's actually done that with really good success and had the crowds up on their feet was Tracy McGrady in the All-Star games. That's about it. But Tyson Wilson at 5'9" will not be throwing it up and catching it for a dunk.
2:52 remaining in the second quarter of the senior All-Star game. The Western club in red, the Eastern squad in black leading this one 15-9.
Nice pick.
And there's a pick, and Lionel Santil. Entry pass attempted to, rather meant for Shamarki Ishmael. It'll remain East possession. Ishmael, nice move to the bucket. Short of the mark. Loose ball picked up by Lionel Saint-Hill there for the putback. Make it 17-9 with under 2 minutes to play. Rebound and put back by John Delahunt, representing Holy Trinity High School.
Bit of a lack of effort there on the East squad.
Ishmael out to Eric Gallus. Ishmael directing traffic, entry pass attempted for St. Hill. That's picked off. Rajiv Gosin, he's picked, and here comes Gallus, and look out! The big man from St. Matt's with the throwdown, putting some excitement in this game.
Nice steal from St. Hill. Good headman pass up to Gallus. Gallus does have some hops. He did take part in that high school slam dunk contest. Missed a few of them, but sometimes nerves get the best of you.
Gallus at yesterday's press conference saying his team would win in a landslide, and so far he's true to his word. St. Hill with the rebound, unable to control that ball. Does on the second attempt. Out to Gallus, 6'2" small forward. And a nice shot by number 21, Herbert Thompson of Lisgar Collegiate. Thompson averaging 25 points for the Lords. Nice stroke from the side, too. Delahunt inside to number 23, Julian Schultz. His shot is short, and here come the men in black. Alley-oop attempt to St. Hill. A little short of the mark. Here's Schultz. The spot-up jumper is short as well. And here comes Gallus, running to Ishmael. Circus shot won't fall, but he draws the foul.
Seeing a little bit less defense here by both teams. They're
We
just
certainly are.
up and down the floor.
Shamarki Ishmael averaging 22 points for the Ridgemont Spartans. The combo guard is also a member of the Ottawa Guardsmen, coached by Bill Arden, and says he may attend Wilfrid Laurier University next season. Sir Mac, they call him. His favorite player is none other than Mike Bibby of the Sacramento Kings, and
Great player to choose.
Plays a lot like him as well.
Very heady.
Rajiv Gosin, his shot is blocked by Thompson. And at the buzzer, count that shot, a three-point basket by number 25, John Delahunt, to end the half. So after 2 quarters of play, the East Club leads this one 24-14. They've led all the way in this game, and well, we thought it'd be a blowout, but the West has maintained composure and made a game of this one.
Yeah, they definitely have, and they've done that by knocking down some shots and slowing the game down. We talked about that earlier again, but you know, ball control is very important in this game. The East have thrown up a lot of stuff and even turned over the ball a little too much, trying to make the fancy play, as we saw by Tyson, and you know, just trying to be too quick.
All right, folks, time for a quick break here on Rogers Television. We'll be back with second half action from Woodruff College.
Join Rogers Television and One for the Community for a taste of Gatineau. From appetizer to dessert, you're invited to learn cooking secrets from the Outaouais best chefs and experience some of Gatineau's finest dining featured in this year's Entertainment 2004 book. This month, A Taste of Gatineau features La French Quarter, Café Henri Burger, Café Bocce, and 1908 Bistro. Tune in all month long for Daytime, Ottawa Living in Ottawa's Cultural Window for Entertainment Publications One for the Community's Taste of Gatineau. Only on Rogers Television, Cable 22.
Go get that donkey. Hey, you're going the wrong way. Come on. We got slaughtered at musical chairs. We practiced this at home a million times. We are losing. I can't believe I missed Pilates for this. It's your own ride home, Missy.
Tonight on Viewer's Choice Pay-Per-View.
Hello, Junie. Your sister's missing.
Put on these glasses and you'll enter the world of the game.
You go in, find your sister, help her shut down the game in 12 hours, or it's game over for everyone.
There are no rules in this game except win at any cost.
Tonight on Viewer's Choice Pay-Per-View on Rogers Digital Cable. Check channels 300 and up.
And we are back at Algonquin College, where I am happy to be joined by the head coach of the two-time CIS national champion Carleton University Ravens, Dave Smart, and congratulations on another great championship season.
Thank you. Thank you.
What have you been doing since winning your second straight championship?
Pretty much just recruiting, trying to prepare for next year, making sure the guys are all set for exams, and getting them in the weight room and getting that started, and we'll start training when exams are done.
Now you're losing 2 key players from this year's squad. Are there a lot of spots to fill in to look after?
Well, there's not a lot of spots. There's a lot of minutes. So, I mean, whether those minutes are going to be filled with 2 guys or whether they're going to be filled with 3 guys, it depends on how we decide to play next year, and depends on who we get back. We've got a good core of guys back who played major minutes for us this year, and we've got some guys who, when we were sort of beaten up with injuries, played major minutes, and they were great, and I'm sure they'll be great next year.
When you win, people expect you to keep winning, and soon after you won your second straight championship, the word three-peat crept into people's vocabulary. Is that too much to ask for at this stage in the ball game?
Well, I think it's difficult to sort of look and say we're going to three-peat. There's just too much competition. But on the other hand, that's why we start the season. That's why we practice as hard as we do. So, you know, we don't really talk about winning championships. We just talk about winning game after game. And, you know, if that means we get lucky and get fortunate in some games where, I mean, we could have easily lost a number of games in our two championships, and we've got fortunate. If we can put ourselves in a position where we're one of the 5 best teams in the country, if we get fortunate and make plays down the stretch like we have for 2 years, then who knows? But that's really the goal.
Got to ask you this. Which championship was the toughest to win? Because they all went right down to the wire, and it was not until your second championship that was really the blowout game compared to the 6 games in both years. You won that one by 4 points, largest margin of victory.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's tough to compare because all the games were so close. I think our first year, I think our team felt a little more pressure. I think it was a case where three guys were graduating and no one had won one, so there's 2 other guys who are gone the next year, and it's like, we don't get one here, will we get one? Whereas this year, I think we played more composed. I think the games were close, but I think our guys had a confidence level because there was a little less pressure. They'd done it before. And, you know, there's less pressure in terms of can they win big games and close games. They've done it for so long that it's sort of a given, and they got it done.
All right, you've got your clipboard. You're here, no doubt, to recruit. Who you like in the senior all-star game?
I think there's a number of kids. I think, obviously, Leo and are 2 talents, but I mean, they both play for Ottawa U's assistant coach, so that sort of is a bit of an in there. But I really like Mike Kenny and Dwayne Johnson, and you know, I think there's some young guys who can play and will be impact players at the university level. In terms of coming out this year, that there's not a lot of guys that sort of don't have direct Ottawa U connections, but those 2 guys are 2 guys that will go after hard. I really like what Mike Kenny did today, and I think he's got an opportunity to be very, very good.
All right, Dave, you've done the city extremely proud with back-to-back championships, and 50 straight wins is not an easy task, so congratulations. Best of luck next season.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dave Smart, the head coach of the 2-time CIS national champions. Stay with us, folks. We've got second half action coming up after the break.
Monday's daytime, we kick off National Volunteer Week by talking to the president of Volunteer Canada.
And all week long, there is a film festival called Colors of Africa. We're going to get a chance to see and hear more about that.
As well, Catherine Swift will be stopping by to teach us about 5 preventable catastrophes for teens today.
And Terry Gentis joins us once again for our Light and Right segment to talk about fad diets. We've all been on one at some time on Daytime.
The sudden appearance of any of these symptoms can mean that you are having a stroke. Get immediate medical attention. Call 911 or your local emergency number. A message from the Heart and Stroke Foundation, supported by the Government of Ontario.
Are you looking for free advice that can save you money on car repair? That's right, I said free. Hi, I'm Kirk Robinson, your host for Auto Talk, Saturdays at 7 p.m. on Rogers Television. We feature industry experts with in-depth automotive knowledge to take your calls. So please join me Saturdays at 7 p.m. for Auto Talk, only on Rogers Television, exclusively on cable. And remember, tune into Auto Talk and stay in tune with your car.
And welcome back to Algonquin College, Woodruff campus. Eastern All-Stars leading this one 24-14, and the top scorer is Leonel Saint-Hilaire, who's got 8 points for the Eastern All-Stars, and for the Western Club, not much scoring. They've only scored 14 points. John Delahunt and Mike Akpan with 5 points each. What do you expect in the second half, Andre?
I expect a little bit of the same, but I hope the East is going to slow down a little bit. This is actually, this is play number 11 here by Dean Petridis. I've seen him run this before really well. It's usually for a 3-point shot in the corner, but he really knows how to run that 11.
And there's that 3-point shot by number 44, Jordan Pleat, short of the mark. Nice rebound by Josh Peters.
Yeah, he's a workhorse. We played them twice this year, and I'll tell you what, he's the heart and soul of that A.Y. Jackson team.
He certainly does look like a heady player. Physical, too. Quick release by number 4, Mike Kenny. Short of the mark. Here comes Saint-Hilaire, the half's top scorer and a slam dunk champion as well. Ishmael's shot is short. Ball controlled by Desereau. Out to number 5, Kevin O'Hearn knocks down the 3-pointer. And it's 27-14 for the East. Joseph, though, comes back with a 3 of his own.
This could get interesting in her if they can trade a lot of threes.
And it's back up to a 10-point lead for the East. Here's O'Hearn to Ishmael. The dish to Gallus. Back out to Kevin O'Hearn. Gallus, the lob inside to Desero. He was well guarded by number 22, Josh Peters. Peters dish to number 12, Randall Joseph, but he's blocked and draws a foul. As you take a look at Randall Joseph, the A.Y. Jackson product. Solid point guard.
He's really shown some really good skills. He's got some good handles. He hit that big three there to answer Kevin O'Hearn.
And puts back both shots. 27-19 for the East. Gallus out to St. Cyr. Nice ball movement from the East club, and Gallus' shot is short of the mark. Rebound by big Josh Peters. And a quick outlet to Mike Kenny. Kenny takes it in and knocks in the drive. Make that 27-21, a 6-point deficit. O'Hearn with the dish inside to Desero, who's mauled. And draws the foul. Well, I haven't seen much of Desero because he's been well guarded in this game.
Yeah, they're doubling down on him a few times. I've noticed they've cheating over to that side. We'll see if he can get open off of some penetration from other players where they have to go over and help. So.
Desero at 6'9" and still growing. Will be studying criminology next year at the University of Ottawa. A double-double player. 14 points, 11 rebounds for Louis Riel. And looks up to Tim Duncan of the San Antonio Spurs. Not a bad pick at all.
No, big fundamentals, and that's what Dax is all about. Dax has had the pleasure of being recruited by many schools this year. St. FX, he came up to between us and St. FX in the end.
St. FX, really?
St. FX was the other one, yeah. And he decided he wants to stay home, studying French, and you know, we're really happy to have him. He scored 1350 on his SATs as well, so he had the options to go wherever he wanted to go.
Well, much like Gentil did when he decided to stay at home, to play in front of family and friends on a regular basis. I mean, the same will happen with Dax, as we'll get to see his development, as I mentioned earlier, for the next 4 or 5 years. Meanwhile, Lionel St. Cyr drawing yet another foul. An attempted alley-oop pass was, his movement was impeded, so he'll be at the free throw line. Falls short on his first shot.
3 guys hanging all over him. Just didn't want him to dunk the ball.
And Desero with a couple of attempts, but nice hustle on the part of the 6'9" center. I tell you, this is an all-star game. And Desero seems to have hurt his shoulder. Hopefully it's not something bad, but he seems to be in a bit of pain there.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to finding out what that's about. Shoulders look like they were about the same height, so I'm hoping it's not a dislocation.
As you take a look at the coaching staff, and Desero in some pain. And I'm taking a look at head coach Dave DeViro. His face is in some pain as well, hoping his star player isn't too badly hurt. As you take a look at Stephen Bell, knocked in a 3-point basket, gives him 5 points on the evening. Cuts the deficit to 8, and another fast break on the part of the Western squad. Ball last stripped by number 10 on the East, Chris Bard of Canterbury High School. And there's Desero. Yeah, the shoulders look even. Just catching his breath on the bench.
He's kind of leaning there down on his left side, so I don't know if he's dislocated it. He was kind of sprawled out. Well, he's moving it.
That's not a sign of a dislocated shoulder right there. If you're able to do that, stretch it and rotate it.
Got a stinger.
Like it's fine. Meanwhile, Mike Kenny drops in both of his free throws and cuts the gap to 5, 29-25. Rather, a 4-point lead, 29-25. And another pickoff by the Western All-Star Club. Stephen Bell all over that loose ball. But he's called for a traveling violation.
Good hustle by Stephen.
Five minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And a closer ball game at this juncture than we had in the earlier game this afternoon. The Junior All-Stars, that game was won by the East, 69-62. Rod Kasango leading all scorers with 15 points. And we've got a lull in play. We'll get to hear now from the head coach of the Ottawa GGs, Dave DeViro, about to begin his 4th season. And Dave, good to have you on. And I know you saw a little concern. There was a little concern on your face with Dax Desereau falling for that loose ball, but quite a coup for you to pick up such a great player. What does that mean for your club next season?
It's a big plus for us. You know, one of the things that we're lacking is a big man in the paint. Gives us some physical presence, and Dax will bring that, you know, next year. And the good thing is now with his early commitment, we can get him in the gym and start working with him right away.
Do you see this guy in the starting lineup next season, or is it too early to tell?
It's probably too early to tell, but I definitely see Dax playing some valuable minutes for us next year, beginning and early in the season and throughout the season.
Now at 6'9", he would definitely be your tallest player on that lineup.
He would be, yes.
Now, what did it take for him to come to Ottawa U? Because Andre mentioned earlier that St. FX was after him in some of the American schools. What lured him to play at Ottawa U?
I think it was the keys to the new car we put in his driveway.
No, I didn't realize you had so much money.
Actually, you know, I think it was an opportunity for Dax to study in French. I think that was important to him, and an opportunity for, you know, to play some minutes in his freshman year for a team that I think, you know, will challenge for the conference title.
Now, there's also some work to be done, I guess, on Lionel St. Hill's part. I mean, having those two in the front court would certainly bode well for your club next season.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Lionel is another kid we're chasing real hard. I think he's narrowed down his choices to us in Memorial for next year. Actually, I think he's visiting Memorial next week, and then after that, he'll make his decision.
I want to go back to this past season. You had that heartbreaking loss to the eventual CIS champion Carleton Ravens, a 1-point loss at the Ravens' Nest. How tough was that loss to swallow?
And, you know, I'm still not sleeping at night. You know, you replay the game over and over in your head and thinking, should I have done anything any different? But I think what the people in Ottawa got a chance to see was one of the great games that, you know, in that year. And I think what's to come in the future as our two programs go head-to-head over the next couple of years, and the quality of basketball, you know, in our city continues to grow, starting at the high school level. I mean, we have some pretty good talent on the floor right now, and some very good talent in the junior game as well.
Well, let's talk about the talent that we're seeing right now. Other than Dax, who's committed to Ottawa U, who else would you like to see in a GG uniform in this on the court right now, if there's anybody?
I mean, look at Dwayne
Johnson,
Woodruff. I mean, Mike Kalinda's got a body who can compete, and the talent to compete at our level. I think those two kids on the floor right now. I mean, Kevin O'Hearn is planning to come to our school next year. We're probably going to redshirt him in his first year to put a little bit of muscle and weight on him. I think what you saw last year in Ottawa was one of the greatest graduating high school classes in a long time. I mean, you put that up against any city's graduating class, that was great. So to compare this class to last year's class would be unfair. I mean, there's some kids. I mean, Eric Gallis decided to play football, but he could play at the next level as well.
All right, Dave, I want to thank you for your time and just wish you the best of luck next season. And I know that with Carleton U and Ottawa U right back into the thick of things, it certainly brought back the basketball excitement in this city.
Thanks for having me, and I look forward to seeing Rogers at our games next year.
Certainly. All right, Dave DeViro, the head coach at the University of Ottawa, and already has a great player in the form of Dax Desereau, who will be suiting up in the garnet and gray of the GGs. Back to the action. There's 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. The East still holding on to their lead, 33-28. And
hard work from Dwayne under the boards there. I was just watching there from the sideline. He's a warrior.
Quick release by number 23, Julian Schultz of the Nepean Knights. Schultz kicks it out to Remy Simpson, knocks in a two-pointer. And the West has closed the gap to 3. It is now 33-30.
Dax Desro, I just noticed, is still favoring that left shoulder on his way back.
Now, at this stature in the game, would it be ill-advised for the coach to put him out there and perhaps risk his future
Well, I
as
have
a
a feeling
basketball player?
he has said that, oh no, I feel fine.
As any player would. And with 2 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the third quarter, head coach Rich Sutton has seen enough. His Eastern squad's lead has dwindled now to 1 point. It is 33-32, so head coach Dean Petridis on the other side has to be happy with what he's seen from his squad.
Well, you know, Dean has done a great job coaching. He's got them playing some good defense, being very patient on offense, taking what is a good shot and not necessarily settling for the quick, what they think is an easy bucket. Whereas the East, I find, have slowed down a little bit. The energy has dropped. Haven't seen Lionel has not been quite as active. Kevin O'Hearn is rather quiet now, but let's hope that Richard was a good timeout, probably at this time, not to let it get too far out of hand, and looking for them to score here.
I don't know about you, but at this stage in the ball game, it looks like this game has lacked the spark that we've seen in previous years.
I would have to agree. I would have to agree. It does not have the same flair and energy it has had in the past couple of years. I mean, we've had the Gary Gallimores, the Sean Peters, even the Davidson Senelises.
Meanwhile, Desereau's put his team back up in the lead. Dax Desereau with his 4th point of the afternoon. It's 35-32. Rebound picked up in the outlet pass to number 23, Dwayne Edwards. Decides to retreat. Entry pass to Lionel Saint-Hill, double team, but goes glass. Saint-Hill with 10 points in this game to lead all scorers. And so far, he's been the impressive player in this All-Star game. And a nice shot by Remy Simpson, who had Dax Desereau draped all over him. Puts up a tough shot and cuts the gap to 3 with under a minute remaining in the third quarter.
Remy is another product of Glebe, who plays with the Ottawa Phoenix. I'm sure Andy Waterman's glad to see Remy hitting those 3-point shots.
And that was Dwayne Edwards with the foul on that last drive. 37-34, the East holding on to their lead. Here's Rajiv Gosin. Out to Tyrell Henry. Ball picked off by Lionel Saint-Hill. And perhaps a last shot here. 25 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The entry pass to Saint-Hill, out to Desereau, and look out! If we thought he had a shoulder injury there, he showed no signs of it. Desereau with the two-hand cram, hurting the rim on that last shot.
Nice dish from his teammate.
And I know that brought a sigh of relief on your end.
Oh, definitely.
And Desereau with a block and 2 seconds left. But that last attempt by the East squad is picked off by number 10, Mike Akpan. So after 3 quarters of play, the East All-Stars lead this one by a score of 40-34. 39-34 rather, as we take a look at Dax Desereau. The entry pass from Saint-Hill, wide open, nice jam to give his team a 5-point lead.
Good timeout by Coach Sutton there and Coach Wren from St. Matthews. The West were on a nice run. They cut it down to 1. Good coaching decision, settled the troops, and they picked up their defense, and they got some easy buckets on the inside.
So we perhaps will be enjoying a close final quarter in this All-Star game, featuring the city's top hoops prospects, and many of which will go on to play either college or university basketball. Top scorer so far in this one is Lionel Saint-Hill with 10 points, but not too far behind is Dax Desereau, who just hammered in his 6th point with a 2-hand slam. So the East will have possession for the final stanza of the National Capital All-Star Senior Classic. There's Saint-Hill with a number of moves inside. Nice kiss off the glass, and boy, that's, did you teach him those moves?
I have to say that, yes, I did. He's also had a lot of help from Andy Waterman.
Coach Waterman, a former high school all-star at Gloucester High School way back in the 80s. And there's Saint-Hill with a 2nd jam of the afternoon. It's the Lionel Saint-Hill show. 14 points on the evening, giving his team a 43-34 lead. Rebound by Desereau,
nice outlet
to Gallus. Gallus, his slam is short of the mark and nearly hurt himself.
I don't like to see that.
Falling down.
It's an all-star game. You got to let that go.
Stephen Bell draped all over him, and like you mentioned, at this juncture in the game, you got to let him slam it. This is an all-star game, and there's the replay.
It's definitely a foul.
Saint-Hill out to Kevin O'Hearn. Entry pass attempted for Desereau.
Oh.
O'Hearn's shot won't fall, and great defense on the part of the Western Conference All-Stars. And I take a look at Desereau, he's still kind of favoring his left shoulder. And I have to admit the play of Dwayne Johnson has been solid, guarding Dax Desereau.
And another slam dunk from Lionel.
And here comes Saint-Hill once again. Stripped at the last second by Randall Joseph, and the crowd was about to erupt with what would have been another dunk by Lionel Saint-Hill, his 5th of the game. 6 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter, and the West squad wants to talk about it. As you take a look at this capacity crowd at the Ronport Athletic Complex on the campus of Algonquin College.
They're up 11 now. A good timeout by Dean before he gets out of hand here. But Lionel seems to have picked up his defense and his offenses and is looking to lead this East squad to a victory.
Well, perhaps you heard what we were mentioning earlier, that this game is lacking a lot in the way of spark and excitement.
Starting to pick up.
Now, if a guy like Lionel Saint-Hill went to the next step at the university level, would he be able to start right away? I mentioned that to Dave DeVere earlier with Dax Desereau. He thinks he'll be seeing a lot of minutes, but not quite ready to start.
I don't think Lionel's also ready to start. I think Lionel's another guy an energy guy that'll come off the bench to start his first year. And because of his shot blocking ability, he can play bigger players in the post, and he also can guard some guards on the wing, but he has to work on his jump shot.
There's a quick release by Shamarki Ishmael, a 3-point bomb from the corner, giving the East a 48-34 lead.
Lionel is tasting blood. I'm watching him reading these passing lanes. He's just waiting for it.
Stephen Bell with some quick dribbling, releases that 3-pointer. Short of the mark, the putback is there for number 25, John Delahunt, with his 7th point of the afternoon.
Well, they stuck to it and got the offensive glass. Again, the East were out too fast.
Eric Gallus, the dish to Desero. Back inside to Gallus. Couldn't control that pass. Here's number 25, John Delahunt, to number 44, Jordan Pleat. Back out to Delahunt, top of the key. Entry pass to Bell. Bell with a couple of moves, and the pass was intended for Dwayne Johnson, but it falls in Eric Gallus's hands. The kickback to Ishmael from the corner, and he is hacked in the act by Dwayne Johnson. That'll be a three-point play. Ishmael representing the Ridgemont Spartans. The combo guard playing well in this game. And I mentioned guards, and if it's one thing that I saw lacking in the Ottawa GGs this year was the play of the guards. Would you agree that that's one of the sore spots on your team? And sore for
maybe
lack of a better word.
Probably playmaking ability, I think, was
abilities,
probably
yeah.
our decision-making was probably where we lacked a little. I don't think we lacked any confidence in shooting or taking it to the hole, but I think sometimes our decision-making might have been not our strong suit with our guards. And I think, you know, the guys realized that at the end of the year, that we've come a long way, and that they needed to make better decisions and take somebody off the dribble and beat it, and recognize matchups, which our guys, I don't think, really did. But I think they understood that near the end of the year, and I think they're building on that, and they're looking forward to next year.
There's a look at Shamarki Ishmael. Knocks down his second free throw. Once again, averaging 22 points and 5 assists for the Ridgemont Spartans. Five minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, and a 14-point lead on the part of the Eastern All-Stars. Kevin O'Hearn directing traffic out to Gallus. Gallus looking for Lionel Saint-Hill, but well guarded by number 33, Remy Simpson of Glebe Collegiate.
Simple ball fake there from Eric would have brought Remy out, and probably a backdoor play for Lionel. It's just little fundamental things like that I find is lacking in high school basketball. Not that Eric's lacking any more than anybody else, but you know, that's what they're not taught.
Saint-Hill out to O'Hearn. His shot falls, nothing but net for O'Hearn. The St. Matt's product. He's up the lead to 52-36, a 16-point Eastern Conference lead. There's Mike Kenny. Shot by number 21, Tyrell Henry. Loose ball picked up by the East squad. Here comes Gallus to O'Hearn to Saint-Hill, and that ball last touched by Saint-Hill, and that brings about wholesale changes from the Eastern Conference All-Stars. Head coach Rich Sutton bringing in 5 new bodies, led by number 25, Mike Kalinda of Rito High School, the man in the middle. Full-time student, holding a full-time job.
Yeah, that was a long shift by the East squad. They played the last 4 minutes of the previous period, plus the first 4 of this one, so they were probably due.
Here's Herbert Thompson of Lisgar Collegiate. Nice fake by number 12, Tyson Wilson, who draws the foul. And that foul on number 44, Jordan Pleat.
Tyson is hoping to attend George Brown next year in Toronto. I know his sisters are out there, and he was hoping, we've been talking about it the other day, that he hopes to go there and play for George Brown.
George Brown, one of the better colleges in the CCAA. Nice dish inside to Herbert Thompson, who couldn't complete the play. Thompson now with a turnover, picked up by number 10, Mike Akpan. Here's Akpan, little crossover, and he draws the foul. Picking up that foul is number 23, Dwayne Edwards of Ridgemont High School. And we've got a substitution, number 23, Julian Schultz of the Nepean Knights. That's Mike Akpan at the free throw line. Akpan so far with 5 points in this all-star contest. A rebound by number 22, Josh Peters, can't get it to fall. And another rebound by Rennie Simpson, so
good work on the boards here from the red team.
Certainly. 3 minutes and 23 seconds remaining in this one. Good action by the West, controlling that ball, and nice pass and a bucket by Mike Akpan.
Yeah, Dean Petridis here subbing in. Dwayne Johnson is probably his best player, most explosive player tonight. So let's see if they can make a run here for the last 2.5 minutes.
52-38 with 2 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter of this senior high school all-star basketball fest. A look now at Mike Kalinda of the Rideau Rams. Coached by Dave Thompson, grade 12 student. 6 feet 4 inches tall, averaging 20 points and 15 rebounds. And the Rideau Rams going all the way to the city championship in the AA League, losing 61-47 to the Ridgemont Spartans.
Yeah, that was a good game as well.
There's Johnson with the kiss off the glass. 52-40, a 12-point lead with 2 minutes and 35 seconds remaining. Nice set of moves there by Saeed Farah, guarded closely by Mike Akpan.
Already we saw Dwayne's impact immediately when he came into the game, scoring an easy 2, and now a nice rebound and outlet.
Johnson to number 10, Mike Akpan, and in the late stages of this ball game, the Western Conference All-Stars are making a mini run. Down by 10 points, 52-42, enough to have head coach Richard Sutton call for time and want to talk it over. Well, who's impressed you so far in this game? We'll begin with the Western All-Stars.
With the Western All-Stars, I got to say Mike Kenny's composure, taking care of the ball, Dwayne Johnson's work on the glass, and Remy Simpson. I find he's really done a nice job. He's got a nice touch at the top. He's rebounded well. He's tried to defend. I mean, he's a little slight build, but you know, with a year on the weights, he'll be a nice solid player next year in senior level, and Alex Overwick will be glad to have him back. And he's done a great job with that team this year. They started 0-4 and finished the year, I believe, 5-5 or 6-4, something like that. They came a long way, and credit that to Alex Overwick and the work he's done with them.
Now your club will be rebuilding, and how are their chances next season?
My high school team? Oh, my high school team, I've got 2 guys back from this year's squad, and I have about 8 juniors coming up. So it'll be a bit of a rebuilding year, and I'm sure people can't wait to take their licks. So let's, you know, I'll take my punches like a man and teach the kids how to play, and hopefully in a year we'll be back to where we were.
A look now at Dwayne Johnson of the Woodruff Tigers. Johnson unable to connect on his second free throw. The lead is still in double digits for the East. Here's O'Hearn running the offense. Dangerous pass to Eric Gallus, who gets it off, and there's Santil with his 5th slam of the afternoon. It's the Lionel Santil show continuing here at Algonquin College. He has been head and shoulders above anybody else in this game, featuring the cream of the crop of Ottawa's best in basketball.
Yeah, he's definitely been above everybody else's head, that's for sure.
Dwayne Johnson, meanwhile, back at the free throw line.